Hi everybody, it's Natasha Wilkinson here, independent Scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. Now, today we're going to take a walk through the floral section of our category. Now, I'm just going to take a minute to kind of discuss my thoughts on floral before we begin. So, floral has to be probably my favourite category in our catalogue. But saying that, I know floral is either I love florals or hate florals. It is to me, a very polarizing category. There are people out there that love their florals and there are people out there that just can't stand florals. Saying that, I think along with citrus, floral can be misconstrued. I myself personally misconstrued citrus as being something tart and sour and zingy and your lemons and your oranges. And there is so much more to citrus. You've got sweet citrus, you've got fruity, tropical citrus, and it's the same with florals. Florals tend to be misconstrued as something in your face, powdery and perfumey. But florals, also you have bright florals, you have fruity florals, you have tropical florals, you have sweet florals. And I think it took me being a consultant to actually appreciate just how diverse particular scents can be. Before I became a consultant, my first purchase for Scentsy was my consultant kit, but I was a candle and a oil burner in those little tea light things. I was still seasonal, but in summer it was strictly rose, winter it was strictly just a basic caramel or vanilla, and then in Christmas time it was a cinnamon fragrance. And it wasn't until I became a consultant and actually started trying different scents that I started to realize just how diverse these categories can be, and that really if you try things you might be surprised about what you might like and what you might not like. So some things I thought I would love, I don't like, and some things I thought I would hate, I love. There's even some citrus scents that I really, really like. So that's just a little bit of my thoughts on floral before we begin, but let's hop into it. So floral is described by Scentsy as fantasy to real life bouquets, includes notes like hibiscus, lilac, rose and freesia. So the first one we're going to talk about is this gorgeous pink coloured wax. It is called Blooming Beach, and it is the surf's up and the sun's out, as notes of bush roses and blush peony join sea jasmine to usher in the fun. So this is rose, but it's sweeter than rose. That jasmine, I think, really shines through, adding a sweetness to it and making it not so in your face, powdery and perfumey like you would get from a rose. But the main scent you do smell when you smell this is rose. And I actually quite enjoy this scent. I have warmed it once before. It is a little bit probably greener than some of the other rose scents I enjoy, but I still do enjoy it. And this is kind of one of the reasons I ended up taking Simply Rose out of my Scentsy Club, because this is in the catalogue. I have Showered in Flowers in my Scentsy Club. I have Petal Pals in my Scentsy Club. I have Strawberry Rose in my Scentsy Club. Cloudberry Dreams is coming to my Scentsy Club. So there are a lot of rose scents that I enjoy and love, that I have access to, which I enjoy and love just a little bit more than I did Simply Rose. So not saying that I didn't like Simply Rose. It was in my Scentsy Club for probably a good 12 months. I just found I wasn't reaching for it because I was reaching for more rose scents. So that's what kind of made my decision to boot Simply Rose out of my Scentsy Club. The next one was Bora Bora Blossom, and that is get lost in a balmy combination of succulent island fruits and lush orchid balanced with a kiss of fresh green violet leaf. So this to me is more fruity than floral. I'm getting bright tropical fruit notes. Predominantly I'm smelling something like a pineapple, so it's got that bright zing, but then there's a sweetness in the background coming through that's slightly perfumey, and I think that's that violet shining through that's adding like a sweet perfumey note. That is very pretty. I actually haven't warmed this before, and I'm thinking I might have to pick up a bar of that one. So the next one is Coconut Vanilla Orchid, Alluring Orange Zest, Coconut Milk, and Silky Vanilla Orchid. So I'm picking up the coconut milk, and this is like a sugary, more than it's sweet, but it's more sugary than sweet, if that makes sense. Kind of like a candied sugary note. And I'd say that's the vanilla mixed with the orchid. You've got the sweetness of the orchid, but that vanilla's kind of taking on a sugary candy type note about it. The next one I have a bar of, and that is Crimson, and I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Poachukia. It's a New Zealand flower, Poachukia. So I believe, and it's one that blooms around Christmas time. So this is one designed to be, I guess, one of our holiday Christmassy type themed ones. Lush Apple Blossom, Raspberry, Pink Grapefruit, and Red Delilah. So again, to me, this screams more fruity than it does floral. And it's like a tart, fruity, but then you get a sweet fruit at the same time. So it's a play on tart and sweet with this particular scent. It's very bright, and I think that's the grapefruit coming through, adding that sweet tart note at the same time. Raspberry can be sweet and tart, so I can see why I'm picking up sweet tart fruit. Slightly perfumey, but more a sweet tart fruit to me when I smell this. The next one is Forever Frangipani, and it is for Frangipani, romanced by Juicy Orange and Crisp Apple. So my dad has a frangipani tree, and I love the smell of frangipanis. And it was one of the first bars I brought and warmed, and I was disappointed. And if you know anything about frangipani trees, you can actually cut the branches and use and strike them again to create new frangipani trees, if that makes sense. So anyone that's a gardener that likes to strike plants, frangipani is one of those ones that you can do that. And one of his frangipani trees is a red frangipani tree, which in the area he lives is quite rare and hard to get. So he would have people, and it's just inside his backyard, but at the gate that faces a major road. So people would come past and basically break off branches so they could strike it. And when you break off the branches of a frangipani tree, there is a gluey, sticky white substance in the branches. And this is what I smell when I smell this. I'm smelling the branches and the green, gluey, white, sticky glue of a frangipani tree, and not the frangipani flower. So I was kind of disappointed that I wasn't smelling the flower, that I was smelling more the actual tree itself, more the green, gluey note. I was kind of hoping for that frangipani flower. Saying that, that's my nose. Every nose is different. Other people might actually smell the frangipani in this. So this was described as fall for frangipani romance by juicy orange and crisp apple. So the next one is green tea and jasmine. Delicate jasmine and sweet pea strike a tranquil balance with freshly brewed green tea. So if you like jade and jasmine, you'd probably like this. It's not as cologne-y as jade and jasmine, slightly sweeter. You are picking up a tea note to it. And I'm very wary with tea note scents because I find they can kind of take on a bitterness when they're warming. But I did warm this when it first came out in our last catalogue, and I was pleasantly surprised. That jasmine and sweet pea, I think, sweetened it out enough so it didn't take on that bitter tea note, but you could still smell the tea note. It's not the strongest performer. It is quite light, but it is refreshing as well. So if you're after something clean and refreshing, green tea and jasmine is quite a nice one. So here comes the sunflowers, and I actually have a bar of this as well. Sun-kissed petals and fruity musk celebrate all things spring with a sweet pop of strawberry. So this is one that was in my Scentsy Club, which is why I've got a bar of it. Now, this is one that I would suggest trying if you're wanting to slowly step into florals. This and Luna would probably be my suggestions, because this isn't powdery in any way. It is more, the sunflower is a bright floral, so it's bright and vibrant, and then that fruity musk and strawberry give it a, well, fruity note, but it's a sweet fruity note. So this is sweet, bright and vibrant to my nose. So the next one is hibiscus pineapple, which is hibiscus pineapple and a touch of sweet mandarin tell an enchanting tropical tale. And this is another one where my nose tends to go rogue. I don't pick up pineapple. I don't pick up mandarin. I pick up coconut and a perfumey note about it. So I'm picking up like a slight floral perfume and coconut. And to be honest with you, if I were to take you back to the fruity section and read you the description of my Hello Coconut, which is paradise is only a whiff away, with floral Hawaiian layer and violet over fresh pineapple and coconut, I'm kind of thinking that's what I'm smelling. I'm kind of thinking I'm smelling a violet and a coconut. That's my nose going rogue on me. I could totally be misconstruing this, but I'm kind of thinking that they have mixed the descriptions on hibiscus pineapple and my Hello Coconut. They probably haven't, and I'd say they haven't, but my nose is going rogue and I'm smelling violets and I'm smelling coconut. I'm not smelling pineapple or mandarin. So that's just me. So that's just a strange one to my nose. I wonder if I smelt something different on warming it. I'd have to try that to try out. So the next one is Honeymoon Hideaway. Escape to a secluded retreat of dew-kissed lily and tart sweet kiwi shaded by lush palm. So this is very light even in the testers, and these are new testers. But it's very pretty. And the only reason that I haven't purchased one of these because of how light it is. But I'm thinking I might purchase one and try it in my daughter's room. My daughter's room has a good throw even for really light scents, I've noticed. So I'm thinking if I were to get this one, it would have to go in my daughter's room. It's sweet. I'm kind of picking up the kiwi fruit and a little bit of a perfumey note. It is very pretty, but it is very, very light. and I have heard even warming it, it's light. So I kind of wish that was one that was a little bit stronger. The next one is one of our best sellers, Luna. White florals, jasmine, sweet pea and freesia, juicy berries and sandalwood shimmer in the moonlight. So this is just a soft, sweet, perfumey floral. You've got that sweet pea and then got the jasmine, two of my favorite florals. Rose, sweet pea, jasmine and peony. I could warm day in, day out with those florals. And I think that sandalwood really adds a comforting warmth to this and tones down the floral, just making it like this beautiful, sweet body care type perfume. And the last one I have a bar of, I just haven't got around to warming, and that is sweet pea and vanilla. Ambience of raspberries and sweet pea petals with vanilla. So you're getting that perfumey note of the sweet pea, but then there's a tartness coming through, which I'd say would be from the raspberries. Smells really pretty on cold. I would be interested to see what it smells like on warming. So that was our floral section. Let's do my top 3 picks and then my top 6 picks, and then we'll talk about what did not make it back. So it's going to be a hard one for me to choose between. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go, because I did have it in my Scentsy Club, number 1, Here Comes the Sunflowers. Something bright but fruity at the same time. Number 2, I'm going to go Luna. It's a staple in my household. Normally I would have a bar, but every time lately I've got a bar, someone takes it off me. So I just haven't been able to keep a bar under my hot little fingers long enough to actually warm it. Recently, I've had friends come and take it. So that's okay. I don't mind sharing. But it makes it hard to actually warm yourself. I'm going to have to start, I think, ordering multiple bars of this in. So I've got some for friends and some for myself. So that would be number 2. Number 3, Blooming Beach for my rose hit. Number 4, I really want to try Bora Bora Blossom, so I'm going to go number 4 to create from my 3-pack to a 6-pack, because I've got my 3-pack here already with Luna, Here Comes the Sunflowers and Blooming Beach. So now we're creating a 6-pack. So number 4 would be Bora Bora Blossom. Number 5, Crimson Polchukia. It's bright, it's fruity, smells fun. And number 6, so it's a toss up between Coconut Vanilla Orchid. I think it's Coconut Vanilla Orchid. So number 6 would be Coconut Vanilla Orchid. I'm kind of interested to try that one as well. So that would be my 6-pack that I would be purchasing for a bundle and save from the floral section of our catalogue. Probably the first 6 I would be trying from our floral section of the catalogue. So let's talk about briefly what didn't make it back, because there's only one that didn't make it back, in our last spring summer catalogue. The rest have all come back, so we will not be seeing again Life in Bloom. So I'm not sure if that's in our clearance section at the moment. I don't think it is, but that particular scent did not make it back to our new catalogue. So that's the only one that basically discontinued fully out. All the other florals made a comeback basically. So that was the floral section of our new catalogue. What would your favourite floral be? I would be interested to know. Comment down below. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And I will be hopping on tomorrow to discuss our woods category. But until then, stay safe and bye for now.